This is Maginoni, and welcome to another edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Disappointing. We'll start off with the good. The Superior Spider-Man number 19. Now, Superior Spider-Man number 19 was actually up against some other really strong titles. And the reason why I really picked Superior Spider-Man is for a couple of reasons. One, I thought the art was really, really strong. And two, we are getting pieces and the story is moving. And see, unlike a lot of times where we're maybe in the middle of a storyline, or they don't like writers don't feel like concluding it in a timely manner, they just kind of let things drag. And Slott has been pushing this along, throwing hints down throughout his run, under Superior, and this is the key issue where things are starting to fit together. Now, what we have first is Wrath and Charlie. They're following the money, and all I'm going to say is they discover a very important document, and this is going to lead them down the rabbit hole, so to speak, to unmask what who really is underneath the Spider-Man costume. While you have that, you have Superior Spider-Man actually becoming the inferior Spider-Man. And, it really is starting to show that, well, yes, Doc Ock has done many phenomenal things. He is not quite superior to Peter. And, this is where he's starting to break that down. And this 4-panel sequence, I believe, is the coming of Peter. I don't know what it is, but that is my guess. And if that is the case, I'm really hoping, because see, the thing is, what we've learned is, even though Superior Spider deleted the memories, every memory that he accessed at some point is still in his head. So that what's going on is he's trying to basically save the day from this temporal thing that's going to destroy everything. And he needs to figure out what Parker did to save the day. He needs an equation. And he's really going through Parker's memory, accessing things. And I think what happens is Parker was buried deep within his subconscious, and he finally found it. That's my hypothesis as to what's going on with these 2 pages. But, I could be way off, too. And that's why I'm not calling that a spoiler or not, because we don't know who that is yet. Now, while we have that, we also have the resolution to Spider-Man 2099, and I think that alone is going to have a tremendous ramification in the Marvel Universe. Now, of course, that's always going to depend on what the writers do to pick that part of the storyline up, but Slott has left a significant piece that other people can play with. And I think when you look at the overall big picture of this issue, it was really, really solid. And, I'm leaving things out, in terms of relationships between Ox-Spider and Mary Jane and Horizon Labs, because I didn't want to throw everything out there. But I will say that this is kind of like a pinnacle, and this is definitely moving us in that direction that we need to go to for the Goblin Wars and everything else that's coming our way. And I was very, very pleased with this issue. Now for the bad. This was the biggest crock of nonsense I have seen in a long time. Yes, they're calling it an Infinity crossover, but you know what? I am telling you right now, this did not have to be an Infinity crossover. They did not have to touch Infinity at all with this. Basically, what's going on is you have the alien invasion, right? And you have Simon going, "Stop! You really don't want us to. You don't really want to invade." And he's basically just waiting for the Wasp and Scarlet Witch to do all the work, which the Wasp calls it. And I really don't even know why they're allowing him on these missions, because he doesn't do anything. He is just the biggest pansy hero I've ever seen in my life. Well, basically what they're doing is they're fighting Naked Man. Giant Naked Man. And see, basically what's going on is this is actually tying into Inhumanity. And, granted, I can appreciate the fact that they're tying that into Inhumanity, but they're also tying it into um, the Secret Invasion with what happened to the Wasp. And that's when I started to go, you know what, you're really pushing it too far. You're trying too hard. You know, if you wanted to make this a tie-in, there are better ways to have done it. I understand that they're trying to give you this heart-wrenching storyline as to what's going on with Giant Naked Man and his wife. But it's like, all that stuff is just complete and utter nonsense. You know, just give me something else. Um, and if you didn't, other than that, if you didn't want to touch it, I would have just left this thing alone. I will give them this, though, in the sense that I was pleased that they're going more towards the inhumanity side of things, because I think there's a lot of story that hasn't been explored yet with that, since that wave just happened and people started to turn into the Inhumans. But at the same time, this I don't think was a great story at all. And if anything, they should have put something else up on there saying that, inhumanity and versus infinity. But this is just utter nonsense. I will say this: there's a couple of good panel pictures with the way the Scarlet Witch is looking. Especially when she's like, "I'm driving, quit bothering me." Um, but other than that, I'm just like, really, I'm not really happy with this, and I just wish I didn't buy it. Okay, now for the disappointing. Now, I kind of hinted already, and it's Fantastic Four. Okay, I really do like Fraction as a writer, and I really enjoyed the idea of the Fantastic Four exploring space. I thought that this was kind of like a needed break from the really plot-heavy storylines they were doing with Hickman and everybody else. All those the really great stories before, and basically what they're doing is they're tying it into, Fantastic Four leave, and this is what happens. And in this world, you have Doctor Doom, Kang, and Annihilus teaming up, and I'm like going, that would never happen in a billion years. These three bozos could never work together for any length of time. Now, granted, I can somewhat see these two working together, Kang and Doom, but not for long. And Annihilus, there's just no way. And once I got to this page, then I just realized this is just, your typical fan fiction of, let's just try to tell this alternate history and make it as interesting as we try to make it interesting as we can, and give the readers enough gotcha. Wow, look at this, how different it is. And, it is what it is, but unfortunately, when I'm looking at this overall run, I'm just thinking this really sucks. And I'm really glad that they're going to reboot the Fantastic Four, because it desperately needs it. This is all baggage. I mean, it's like, I understand that they're trying to cure Reed and everybody with their powers because they're all killing them. But, I don't think that they're really addressing that enough. Because it's more this other nonsensical stuff, and it seems like it finally took this long until they finally got somebody to say, hey, I can cure you, I know what's wrong. And the way they went about it, it doesn't seem like there was real trial, like a sacrifice, work hard. It's just, hey, I happen to get connected with the Fantastic Four from the future, Human Torch from the future, and he tells us how to do it, but we might not survive. Wow. When have we heard that? How many times have we heard that? Oh, yeah, I have a cure, but you're not going to survive. Well, let me give you a clue. It's called the Fantastic Four, with Reed, Sue, Ben, and Johnny. They're all going to survive. Otherwise, somebody's going to be pissed off in Hollywood that you've killed them all, and you're going to have to just bring them all back. So please, don't even tease or try to toy with us on that, because we know how this is going to turn out. And the sad thing is, I know that Fraction's going to be dealing with inhumanity, and this is not helping me look forward to that series at all. So I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping that he pulls it out. Anyways, that is my good, the bad, and the disappointing. Let's get you a free book or two. There's that. And I'll give you this one too. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Let me know what your good, your bad, your disappointing is. Like the Facebook. I do the Crunchyroll anime reviews. I'll have more reviews later. Until next time.